I have a voicemail today, which you can leave me anytime at 219-2-David-P. This is, again, we talked about enlightened right-wingers who believe that they are enlightened. Here's a right-winger who believes that he has a balanced view of the riots and of the election being stolen and all of this stuff. Let's take a listen. This is interesting.
You know what?
Hold on.
Yeah, hi. This message is for David. I'm sitting here watching your show, Dave, and you're talking about to this poor old lady about her beliefs on whether the election was stolen or not.
Yeah.
Why don't you just be honest about it instead of being so patronizing towards people? You know what we saw that night was water mains breaking in Georgia.
So the water main Georgia story has been cited often. There doesn't appear to be anything odd about it. And remember, the election didn't come down to Georgia, so you've got to take it piece by piece.
They had to stop counting. People were being kicked out.
So they had to stop counting. Different states have different rules about counting hours. They were predetermined. People being kicked out, people who had you can't just go and tour, like it's a local park, places where votes are being counted. There are actual observers, but the people that showed up in Michigan, they had no right to be there.
You know, as far as we knew, at 1:30, Trump was 80% to win.
That's not true. But more importantly, for months, we knew about the red mirage. Early votes in person would go Trump. Later votes would go. We knew that ahead of time. And then they act like it's some big shock when it happens.
And everybody wakes up in the morning and sees it completely flipped.
So that's the story. This person believes they're a critical thinker, but that's just the story Trump told. And this guy fell for it.
3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning in the silence of the night.
That's again, the idea of massive dumps of ballots in the middle of the night.
And so, look, it's not that people are believing Donald Trump about anything.
Really? Because you seem to have basically repeated Trump's ideas verbatim in this voicemail.
We're believing our eyes, so.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a balanced, rational Trump supporter who just repeated all the same stuff Trump has been saying for 5 months at this point. We've got a great bonus show for you today. We will talk about the progressive movement demanding that Justice Breyer retire. We will talk about PragerU's latest target, kindergarten. And we will talk about New Zealand passing miscarriage bereavement leave law. Very interesting. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. Get instant access to the bonus show by becoming a member at joinpakman.com.